Hello everyone, welcome back to Small Talk. I am going to talk about NVIDIA, what a significant move NVIDIA made today, which made NVIDIA stock go parabolic after the news came out. NVIDIA is betting big on future of AI, of artificial intelligence, committing up to $100 billion to build OpenAI's computing muscle. This could be the largest infrastructure deal in AI history to date so far. So NVIDIA is basically investing $100 billion in OpenAI to build an NVIDIA infrastructure. So what are they doing with that $100 billion contract? The chip maker just made an announcement this morning that they had signed a letter of intent to invest with OpenAI to deploy at least 10 gigawatts of NVIDIA-powered AI system. A gigawatt is equivalent to 1 billion, with the B, 1 billion watts of power, enough electricity to supply millions of homes. You can imagine the significance of how much power they're going to generate with this deal that they've signed with OpenAI. According to a report by Bloomberg, money will be supplied in stages. The first $10 billion would be issued at the time of the sign of agreement, and then the rest of the money will be paid in installments as the production moves forward. This deal that NVIDIA has signed with OpenAI, they're going to receive equity in OpenAI as part of the deal, which means it's kind of an investment in OpenAI, and therefore the stock is has climbed 4% today. It went from $177 to all the way $184.60 last time when I checked. And that's because investors are thinking that, okay, if this deal goes through, then now NVIDIA is exposed to OpenAI, which means that the shareholders automatically are exposed to OpenAI as well. OpenAI is not a public company right now, but because NVIDIA is acquiring or signing a deal with them, then they will have equity in OpenAI. So ultimately, indirectly, the shareholders also have equity in OpenAI, which is going to help them be early in the OpenAI stock. If and when it goes public, they'll all already have a certain exposure to OpenAI. So that's why the stock of NVIDIA went up, and that's why it made the shareholders very excited and enthusiastic. In an interview with CNBC, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said that he called the deal next leap forward for artificial intelligence. And he also said that computing demand is going through the roof, and this deal will enable AI to go from the labs into the world. So we all have been, talking about it, hearing about about artificial intelligence, but honestly, not that many people know how to utilize it and how to use it, except for maybe ChatGPT. And most of the companies, I know at the larger scale, I'm sure the companies are using NVIDIA's Blackwell chips. But someone like me, a naive common man, doesn't know what to do with AI. And that's what Jensen Huang said, that he is going to, this is the time, because right now everything has been done in the lab, in controlled environment, and they're still testing this and testing that. And now this is going to be that AI is coming out of the lab into the real world. So more people will be aware of it, and more people will be able to utilize how to use AI in their everyday life. This deal will enable AI to go from the labs into the world. The impact of this is going to be the shareholders will get exposed to ChatGPT, to the OpenAI, as I said before. And OpenAI is not a public company right now, so you cannot buy stocks of OpenAI if you were to trade on stock exchange. And with NVIDIA signing this deal with OpenAI, because NVIDIA is going to have equity in OpenAI, so if I buy NVIDIA today, I will automatically, indirectly have exposure to OpenAI as well, which is kind of making investors very excited. Also, in the short term, it may be just a bubble, because this is going to take obviously some long time and some process to produce 10 gigawatts, of power systems or infrastructure. So, but in the short term, the long term, it could be a bubble, well, I shouldn't say long term. In the long term, of course, the potential is there. AI is going to be the future of the world, and people are going to do it. The world are going to use AI in every aspect of their lives. However, in the short term, it's very good for investors and trading. I have been giving NVIDIA price target $200 by the end of the year, but with this news coming up and their balance sheet looking so strong, I'm an accountant by profession. So for me, balance sheets are very important. And when I look at NVIDIA's balance sheet, their balance sheet is great. So $100 billion is nothing for NVIDIA. The question arises though, where is that money that's in the balance sheet is being utilized? Is it being utilized in the right places or not? Is this the right move on behalf of Jensen Huang? We don't know. Maybe not in the long term, but this is exactly what he's supposed to do in the short term in order for his stocks to go skyrocket. And he's actually looking out for his shareholders. I think these are the kind of move he should be making, and these are the kind of announcements he should be making in order for his stock to move higher, and that's exactly what he's doing. So if you are a shareholder on NVIDIA, it's a good time to hold, not a personalized financial advice, because now with this news coming up, I think the stock is going to go to $240 by the end of the year. The highest price range or the price that has been given for NVIDIA is 230, I think $235. But in my opinion, it could go to 240 at least, or it could go higher too. But 240 is the minimum that I would at least target for. So if you don't have a position in NVIDIA, good time to buy. Hold it till the end of the year. You'll make about $60 profit per share. That's not bad. Not a personalized financial advisor. Or even if you want to do like swing trade or day trade, it's like good stock to day trade. Like for example, if you had bought today after the news came out, you would have made roughly $10 per, $8 per share, which is pretty decent in one day. 4% return in one day on such a solid company, you cannot beat that. So, but for the long term or at least medium term, you can hold it till the end of the year and make $60 per share. These kind of companies, NVIDIA, AMD, Palantir, Tesla, these, in my opinion, are long-term hold. You could probably have two separate accounts. One you could do like swing trade and day trade. The other one you could have like, you can build a position and hold it for the long term, because NVIDIA and Palantir, they're at such an early stage of their growth that 3 years from now or 5 years from now, when we look back and we say, dang it, why did I sell this? It's like Bitcoin. People who sold at $6,000 thinking this has gone, way higher and haywire, and this isn't gonna go anywhere after this. They probably look back and they, bite themselves thinking, why did I sell? Because it has gone over $100,000 now. I remember when first Bitcoin was introduced, it was like a fraction of a penny, like 0.00001 penny. You could buy a Bitcoin. Can you imagine if you had invested just even $500 at that time? God knows how much would you be worth right now. And then when stock went to 400 and 600 and then 6,000, people started selling because they thought this is it. This has gone nuts. It's not going to go any higher. But look at this now. And now people are predicting that by 2030 it could go to million to $1.5 million. That's crazy, right? Same thing I think with NVIDIA, Palantir, and these companies. They are good for swing trade. If you want to make quick money, like for 2-3 months, you can make 60 to 80 bucks. That's not bad profit as well. However, in my personal opinion, if you want to invest in these companies, it'll be better for you to hold long term, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and then you look back and you say, I'm retired and I can retire well and I can leave some money for my children. I can give them a good fancy wedding or pay for their college loan, or you could do so many things with this. So I think NVIDIA is going to go places in the next 5 to 10 years. The other thing I want to talk about is the balance sheet. I think I already mentioned that the balance sheet is very strong on NVIDIA. And me being an accountant, balance sheet matters a lot to me. Though when I invest in the market, I don't really look at the fundamentals and the balance sheet. I actually, trade momentum, and I don't do day trading. I mostly do swing trades. Like I will buy a stock, hold it for a few months, and I would sell it. There are some stocks that I've been holding for years, and I plan on holding them long term because I'm saving it for, some big event that I'm going to use that money for. But on an average, most of my stocks, I hold them for 2 to 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, maybe 8 months, and I just sell them. So balance sheet, I don't look at the balance sheet that closely when it comes to my swing trades, but when I look at these big companies whose valuation is higher and they are uh, making it look like they're growing so fast, I like to look at their balance sheet to make sure that they are actually profitable companies. They have the money to support and fund all the innovations that they're announcing or they're anticipating, and how are they using their money? Are they using it wisely, or they're just blowing off cash just on random nonsense stuff? Anyways, so that was my take on NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA is going to go to $240 by the end of the year. You can obviously do day trade on it as well, make few, $7 to $10 on daily basis or $5 on daily basis. That's still not bad. Now I want to talk about AMD a little bit too. Somebody asked me, can you make a video on NVIDIA and AMD? I was planning on doing it anyway, but lucky him, this news came up and I thought, let's just throw AMD with it as well. So AMD is going to face some competition because of this deal that NVIDIA has signed. However, AMD has its own place in the market. AMD's chips are mainly used into the gaming systems like Xbox, and I saw one other, anyways, gaming system. The CPUs and the GPUs are used, and those, and also their balance sheet also looks very strong, and they're placed strategically very well. They're positioned very well. So all the analysts have very positive take on AMD as well, and mostly it's a buy rating on AMD. The price target for AMD is 200 and I think $10, the highest I think I've seen, or 230 maybe. I don't remember. Sorry, just fact check me on that. So it's still a buy. It has strong balance sheet. It is going to face some competition because of this deal, but even then, AMD is placed well strategically and is going to do well. The stock is going to go sideways for a little while until they announce a big news like NVIDIA did. Then it's going to have a jump in the price, and then also the analysts are probably going to review the price rating on this and probably issue a new price as well. So I think, in my opinion, both of these are great companies. Also Palantir, my favorite. You can buy Palantir, NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom. This NVIDIA agreement with OpenAI is also going to affect Broadcom as well. So, but in general, all these companies are, I think, solid companies with strong balance sheet, with growth potential. They're AI companies at a very early stage of their growth. They have 5 to 10 years to go before they can just make you filthy rich. It's a good time to buy into these companies. Not personalized financial advice, but if you take it as a friendly advice, you will thank me later. Trust me on this one. Unless, of course, something drastic happens. There's never a guarantee in stock market. So if you're not willing to take any risk, please don't invest in the stock market. But if everything goes the way it's going, the production, the way they're taking it very seriously, the way they're trying to incorporate AI into our everyday lives, I think these companies are going to do very well in the future. Tesla is also obviously in the running because I treat Tesla as an AI company as well at this point. I already made a video on Tesla yesterday. If you haven't watched it, you can go to my channel and watch that video as well. I hope this video helped. Please subscribe to my channel, give my video a thumbs up. Until next one, take care and be safe out there. And please make some money and don't lose any money by not knowing what you're doing. Just make sure you do your own due diligence and look at your own financial conditions before you invest in the stock market. Until next one, take care and goodbye.